Hi everyone, so here we are with number 10, okay? So number 10 is kind of a doozy, okay? So stick with me here, okay? One thing we are changing about this triangle here, okay, before we get too far in, the base is 8, and if you count on your paper, it technically goes up 7, but we're going to make the height of this triangle 8 as well. It just simplifies everything, makes our lives easier, and it definitely makes trying to find out where these are that much easier as well. Okay? So, starting with that, okay, what we're going to do is we're technically going to start right here, one inside the part, but on that corner, okay? So, okay, so we're going to start right here, okay? It looks like it goes 4 in to the left before we hit the front side of the triangle here. Okay, so we're going to go over 4 from that dot. We're going to come forward 1 to actually find the front right corner of the triangle. Okay, and then we're going to define the base here to be 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. Okay? Alright, so from there, finding the middle of the triangle at 4, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to count up 8 and just draw the triangle. It'll help a lot with defining where everything else is going to be. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to here. Okay? Should be a nice 1 over 1. Actually, technically a 2 over 1. We're going down 2 and over 1. Okay? But it makes for a nice equilateral triangle on either side. Okay? So we should have that. That's easy and done. Okay? Then what we have is technically, if we were to continue this out another 4, this would be where if all these spaces were flush on the part, that would be where this back left corner is. But since both of these are tucked back 1, we have to bring this back 1 to right here. Okay? So I'm going to draw that in a different color. Okay? So that's just a guide point. And you could technically do the same over here, right there, just to show that, hey, we're doing the same thing here. And we can bring this line all the way over to the triangle, to right there. Okay? All right. So from there, we're going to go back to the right side. Okay? We know that we have to go up 3 thanks to the tick marks on the back side of the part, so we're going to go up 3 to here. Okay? And on the left-hand side, it tells us how wide the part is front to back on the rectangle side, okay, which is a total of 4. So each of these rectangles on either side of the part are going to be 4 wide. So we're going to end up with a 4 by 3 rectangle here on the right-hand side. Yep. So now what we get to do is we get to define the slope where we're going to be for where these planes right here touch the sides of the triangle. Okay? So if we were to go up 3, okay, 1, 2, 3 to here, we would be over 1.5 because our slope is a nice 2 over 1. Okay? So we would be meeting in the middle here. Okay? So if we translate that over to here, right? This is technically where we're meeting for this part joining with this part. Okay? So this right here goes like that. Okay? So all I did is I went up 3 over 1.5 because I've defined my slope to be 2 over 1. We're going down 2 over 1. Okay? So all I did is I found where this line goes up 3 and where we connect and just translated that back 1. Okay? That's how that's going to go. And then from there, all you have to do is bring this corner back, okay? Still with me? Again, if you have questions, just make sure you message me on Canvas, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, okay? So, for this back side here, we can translate this over 4, or we can count along this line, including the half, to make sure that we go back, go to the left the exact same amount. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half right here. Okay? That is where we connect. Okay? Again, if you got any questions, message me on Canvas. Okay? I know this is a little tricky. Alright? Back here, it's not so difficult because we just have to go up 3 and then bring it all the way forward to where it disappears. To here. Okay? And now we're going to go back to this top of the triangle. Okay? Technically, this whole triangle is 6 wide going back. So we're going to have a peak of 2 right here. So dropping this over 2 to here. And then we're going to have an empty space of 2. And then the other peak of 2 right here. Okay? So I know right now it looks like it's a floating line out in space. Okay? So we have this nice little slot going through the part that's 2 down from the top of the triangle. Okay, so we're going to drop down 2, and technically that's going to be a little guideline for us because we've dropped down 2 from each side. Alright? So that means off of this peak, if we've dropped down 2, we're only going to move over 1 to match the slope of the triangle. Right? It's going to be the same over here. So we're just going to have that and this come over like so. Okay, so all we did was drop down 2 and move over 1. It's going to be the same over here for the left-hand side of this triangle since we see it. Drop down 2, go to the left 1, boom. We've got a lovely triangle and square combination right there. Okay, so from there, we just need to make sure that we drop down 2 over 1 for this whole slope. Okay. So drop down 2 over 1, drop down 2 over 1, drop down 2 over 1. So we're technically going to meet right there before this whole line disappears. Okay? Just like that. Alright? Then what we can do is we can finish off this left-hand side because we know that this rectangle thingy off the side is 4 wide. And then it just comes and connects right there. Okay, it's going to look a little different if you remember because we changed the height of the triangle to be 8, but it definitely made our lives a lot easier with finding out where we needed to be for our isometric views. Okay, so now we get to draw the circles. Okay, the circles are probably the easiest part here because since this part is symmetrical, we don't have to worry about being wrong for one of them. Okay. So we look here, they are centered, so they're 1 away either side, right here and here, meaning that our diameter is 2. Okay? Then if we use the tick marks back here, okay, that tells us we're 1 away from the back side on the left, right here, diameter of 2, so we're right there. Then over here on the front right-hand side, the same deal. We're 1 away from the right-hand side, so we're looking at a nice guide box right here. Okay? Alright, so from there, all we have to do is draw our circles. And these are on a top-facing plane. So we're going to have our crosshairs go front to back, left to right. Draw your dots. And then make sure you draw your circles and then erase your boxes. Like so. Okay? Make sure you do your best and try to fill that box as best as you can. I'll be right back for us to tackle the orthos. Okay, so here we go with our orthographic views. Okay? So starting right here, I know that I have to go up 3 to define where our left-hand side is. Okay? Then it comes forward 4 off the bottom here to where we meet the base of the triangle, right here. Okay? Then we know the base of the triangle is going to be 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So right through here. And then we're going to have another 4 off to here, and up 3 to define where our wings are, technically, on this lovely part. Okay? So now what we get to do is we get to go up 8 in the very center, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I just found one of my points for the base of the triangle, counted in 4, and now we're going to count up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right here. Okay? And it's going to connect down to here. Okay? Best as you can. To there. Okay? Same deal on the other side. Count in 4. That's your other point. And we're going to start here. Do this. Because I seem to have more success with that right through here. Okay? All right. So from there, we can just connect this top line across for our object lines through there. Okay? And now we get to define where this inner platform is. Okay? That's 2 down from the peak of the triangle. So right here, we're going to have a hidden line, which will look something like that. For some reason, I decided to draw it as an object line, so I just erased it. There you go. Hidden line right there. So now what we need to do is we need to define where our circles are, which is going to be fairly easy. So they're 1 in on either side of the part. So hidden line here, and then a hidden line here. Okay? We know that the circles have a diameter of 2, so 2 away from each of those is going to be our next hidden line. And then our center points right in the our center lines right in the middle. Okay? That's it for our front view. Okay? For our side view, we're going to be seeing things a little bit differently. All right? So we know we're going to have a corner right here, and then a corner 1 in. Okay? We know that each of these rectangles are 4 wide. So drawing little vertical marks to help me out here. And then we're going to be 1 in again on the back side. Because again, it does not meet right there. Okay? So from there, on the outside of the part, we're going to travel up 8 to reach the top of the triangle. Okay? We're going to go in 2 on either side, and we're going to drop down 2 on either, right in the middle there. So we're going to see a part start to form like so. And then all the way down. Okay? We know that these rectangles are 3 tall, so we're going to go up 3, 1 in from either side. That defines our rectangles on either side. And then boom, we got that. Okay? So technically, we don't have any hidden lines that we can see in our side view because they all match up with each other. Okay? So all of our object lines supersede the hidden lines, so all we have to worry about is our circles, okay? Which again, they're one in from either side of the part here, so we're going to have a lovely one in inside the rectangle on either side, okay? Shows that we have a diameter of 2. Center line goes through the middle there, and just like I said before, these circles are in line with each other, so we're just going to see the one in the side view. Okay? All right. Moving on. We're getting ready for our top view. Okay? So, transferring this up. Okay? We're definitely going to have the peak of the triangle right there. And then 4 away from that on either side is going to be the outside edges of the base right here. And then we're going to hop in 1 here because we have that space of 1 on both sides of the part there to mark where these rectangles are. And then we're going to continue out another 4 for the little wings. So we should be looking at something like this so far. Okay? Right here. And this is going to be a line going up. All right? So then both of these rectangles on either side are 4 wide. So we're going to count up 4, like so. And over here. Okay? Then I'm going to come in another 4 because it's going to be the same on the back side. Like here and here. Go out another 1 because, again, the triangle doesn't meet on either side. Okay? So we should be looking at something like this right now. Okay? So we know that the triangle is 6 wide, and this gap right here is 2. So we're going to come in 2 right in the middle there. Okay? And then we have a 2 by 2 square right here in the middle. Like so. Okay? So that defines the top middle part of the triangle. Now we have to find where this edge is, which we know to be 5.5 units long. So this is already 4. That's 5, add a half right here. And technically this rectangle from the top view, we see more of it this way than we do here and here. Okay? These faces are slanted. So in order for this part to come all the way and join with the triangle part, it has to slant with this side. Okay, we see that in the front view. It's going to be the same deal over here. Count 1.5 over, 1.5 over, should be right here. Okay, connect that in right there. Okay, there are going to be no hidden lines underneath because it all meets on the same plane at the bottom. So now we just get to draw our circles. Okay? So on either side, either view, we know that they're 1 away from the side and the front. 1 away from the side and the front. We know that the diameter is 2. So we got a lovely 2 by 2 box. Okay? From there, draw your crosshairs for your center mark. Like so. Draw your dots. And draw your circles. And then, guess what? You're done with number 10. Okay? So definitely the trickiest part was trying to get the middle part of that triangle down. But you guys did it. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you message me on Canvas or talk to me in class about these parts. Okay? Have a great day, everyone.